So today we are discussing about the client tools. Okay, so in client tools we have a repository manager, designer, workflow manager and monitor. So we'll see what are the things we have here. So administration console, in administration console we are creating repository and integration service. From administration console we can enable, disable the repositories, we can make the repositories global, we can upgrade the repositories, we can take backup and restore, so we can enable, disable the repositories also. So by default we will get 510 contains in this version. That 510 contains the combination of tables and views. In that tables and views we are loading metadata information. So after creation of repository and integration, we are configuring this repository into the repository manager. In the client, this is the first tool. Okay, in the client this is the first tool. After configuration, we are creating folders, and we can manage the users and group privileges on particular folders, logs and connections. Okay, import and export part also we are doing from the repository manager, from one department to another department, means from development to testing to production. So after configuration of the repository, we can start the designer part. In the designer we have source analyzer to import the different types of sources. So warehouse designer means target designer. Here also we can import any type of targets, any type of database targets, files, XMLs, everything we can do. And maplet designer, this is the reusable concept we have. So if you want to use the same logic multiple types in multiple different places, we can create maplet designers. And mapping, to migrate the data from source to target from different databases to from different database, you can use mapping designer. So here transformation developer, if you want to use the same logic, the same condition, you can use transformation developer. This is the combination of logics, this is single logic. Okay, so you will get the clarity when you are discussing practical session. Okay, so after completion of the source to target flow, then we can start the workflow manager part. So in the workflow, relational connections means to import the source, to import the target, we use some connections, okay, here. But to read that information from the source, to load the data into the target, we are using relational connections. Different connection objects we are using based on the type of the database. Files we are using paths, for XMLs, different types of things. So task developer, for each and every mapping we are creating one task. Not only for mapping, we have different types of tasks to schedule the workflow and to send the emails, to check the files. So we have different types of tasks. And worklet also same like maplet, reusable concept. If you want to run particular flows multiple times, we can reuse worklets a number of times. And workflow designer, this is the important. After creation of mappings, we are creating the sessions. To run that sessions, we are using workflow designer. So execution we can start from workflow designer. Finally, from monitor we can check the status, total ETL part status, how many records we are getting from the source, what are the, when it started, when it completed the flow, successful records, failed records. So everything we can monitor here, when it's scheduled, everything. So if you got any issues, we can here we have session log. Using that we can debug any type of issues. Okay, this is the total architecture of the Informatica. So first we are preparing core services in the installation of Informatica, then we are preparing application services. After this is the admin part, and finally client tools. So here two types of jobs we have in the ETL Informatica, that is application service administration job, and client tools is the developer role job. Two types of jobs we have in Informatica. Okay, thank you.